Johnny's late.
No. I heard you, but I just had to. I realized I was still recording the other part, so I was like, "Let me stop this and start a new one."
All right.
Or am
Welcome
I late?
back. Welcome back. This is episode. What? Why are we laughing?
Yo, just do the intro, man.
Welcome back. This is episode 27 of the Don't Think Too Hard podcast. The podcast brought to you by myself, Machi, and my two co-hosts, Andre and Johnny.
I don't like how you said it like that, bro.
What?
I don't like how you said it like that, bro. You
I
make it
wanted
come
to
across like you're the leader, like you're the one to take this on your back to bring us.
All right, let me try that again. Welcome back. This is episode 27 of Don't Think Too Hard podcast, brought to you by our amazing hosts, Andre, Johnny, and myself, Machi. Better?
It's better.
All right, I'll work on it.
I like the teamwork.
Oh, you like the teamwork?
I like the teamwork, man. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night.
Yes. Wherever you're watching in the world, we wish you an amazing day.
Bonsoir.
Anyways,
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
How's your week? What juices juices and conversation we got lined up for today's amazing episode?
This man said fucking how's my week, bro? Like how was your week? I had a long week of doing schoolwork from my house and then that's it.
Wait, before we continue, Andre, your mic sounds really bad.
Your mic sounds really bad.
Really?
No, I'm joking. So why didn't you tell me it sounded bad before? Homie?
Because I just noticed I was too focused on Johnny's issues and then your issues.
Bro. Look at this shit, bro. What kind of engineer?
And we're back. Andre fixes technical issues.
This is goody stuff.
What?
Goody gumdrops.
What the fuck? Are you on today, bro?
Johnny's on the gummies.
You never heard of goody gumdrops?
No.
Bro, that's like from one of those childhood shows. One of those. I don't know which one.
Which one?
It's one of those.
Which one?
No, I don't remember, bro. I just remember saying it when I was a kid and hearing it from other kids saying it. So I just said it, but I don't remember. Probably some YTV, Teletubbies, Rugrats, one of those things.
You're just gonna keep listing off more and more shows until the end.
You're gonna keep listing off shows that make me feel more and more progressively old. And it's like half of these shows have been discontinued or canceled years and years ago.
Do you want to really feel old? I was watching Like Mike today, and in the show Like Mike, they were watching reruns of Fresh Prince.
You want to feel old? A player in the NHL played his first game last night. He was born in 2003.
That's pretty old still. 2003 is kind of old, bro. Have you seen the players playing footy right now, B?
Yeah, but like,
dude, that's 19.
I remember watching the 2004 draft.
Or that's 17.
The first SpongeBob movie came out 20 years ago.
That's fucked.
Which one? The one with David Hasselhoff?
I'm old.
That one?
No, that didn't
David
come out.
Hasselhoff and they ride him like a boat.
No, that one didn't come out 20 years ago. That one came out like 15 years.
2004.
So how do you get 20 from 2004? What?
Yeah, it's like 15 years ago.
Yo, I'm thinking 20. I think we're in 2024, bro. I'm buffering. Oh my days.
Yo, it's a tea.
I'm still drinking it though.
Yo, it's kind of fucked up.
Yo, I feel like I'm super choppy.
You are super choppy, bro, but we're just gonna make it work, man. Technology doesn't always work for you, bro. You just gotta make it happen, make it work, push through.
Technology hasn't yet reached its peak. If you think about it, we're still in
we're
still in the baby ages of technology. So if our technology is not perfect,
I don't want it to reach its peak.
I do. Let's see what's gonna happen. Might as well. I just want to see where it's gonna where it's gonna get to before we just turn into friggin' a jungle again.
Speaking of technology and wealth and technological wealth and stuff like that, Elon Musk became the richest human being on Earth right now. And you know what the first thing he said after being claimed the richest person on the planet?
Yeah, he said something like "cool, back to work" or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine-
But guess what?
imagine.
He's nowhere near the richest person on the world in the world right now, bro. There's a Saudi prince
Isn't it
out
like
there
Jeff
just
Bezos?
chilling, laughing at this man's friggin' chump change. He's like, ha! What kind of friggin'
Really?
baby pennies is that?
Yeah, I
You
actually think so.
Think,
Like,
you
I don't
really
know.
think that Elon Musk is the richest person in the world when there's people who
$180 billion.
who run literal countries that
I
just
think he's the
sit on
richest
oil
commoner.
money. Yeah, maybe richest.
Yeah, but like
He's
that.
the richest commoner.
Listen, we
we can't say that while the Rothschilds exist and things
Listen,
like that.
no, yeah, like families like that and people like that, that wealth is literally, what's the word?
Generation.
Fluke and born into.
Listen, I'm telling
Like
you now,
Elon
the
Musk-
richest person in the world right now, you don't know what his
Oh,
name is.
buddy, I don't think anybody knows.
Nah, no one knows who he is, bro.
Bro, the richest person on earth. I'm probably the richest person on earth. And I don't even know it. I could have. What's the metal in the Marvel universe that's found in Wakanda?
Vibranium.
Yeah, I could be. My house could be sitting
Vibranium?
on vibranium right now.
It's not though. That's the thing. You know how I know that?
I'm
It's
pretty
because
sure
they have to
you
dig.
would
They have to
had
dig in the ground to
a
make your
horde
house.
of
look
government
nice.
agents.
Yeah, you never know. Crazy.
You would have
Pretty tough.
died from like radiation poisoning.
You think so? But it's a metal.
Is it even radioactive?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not.
know.
Vibranium sounds
It's
like
not.
some heavy duty. Yeah, but they make
Is it?
weapons out of it, like vibranium powered weapons. No,
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure in the comic books and stuff, all their stuff is vibranium powered.
Yes, I understand that, but just being around it isn't dangerous to your health, though.
I mean, if just being
Yeah.
around it would have been dangerous, then Captain America's in big trouble, as is all of Wakanda. If you really think about
It's
it.
not. It's not like uranium. Like
I
you're
don't
just
know.
getting radiation poisoning.
Like I
just
feel
by
like
sitting
like
next
the
to it.
raw,
You
who
think
knows,
the
bro?
raw form? I'm trying
'Cause,
to
like,
figure out.
because like in the movie they have that big cave and no one really is in the cave. They
Okay.
already processed the metal. So like, what if the reason why is because, bro, don't go in there because you'll die. Anything that glows, bro, I'm just gonna be like, hey, you can stay over there. I'll wait
Yeah, but it
till
doesn't
you stop
glow.
glowing.
It
and then I'll
doesn't
leave.
glow. It's a metal, right?
Bro, when they went into the caves, I saw blue. Anything that glows blue, I'm like,
Or green.
that's not natural.
Blue or green.
Anything,
All right.
anything that glows, I'm okay. That's okay.
I don't know. I was gonna see if I can come up with a super
Yo, I'm
duper mega
actually
transition
buffering.
skill.
Because I'm trying to figure out if I'm lagging. So I'm pausing to see if you guys will respond. But then you guys stop. So I'm like, did they hear me? And then I'm waiting for you guys to hear me. But I'm like, oh, I think they heard me. But they're waiting for me to say something else. And then we're just sitting.
If we're ever
Let's
doing a
just
long
sit-
pause, is because
transition.
we're pausing to make sure that you're done talking. Because sometimes what happens is like you'll say something, you'll freeze, and then the audio will catch up real quick. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
and
saying?
then it's like I started talking, but you're like halfway done your sentence, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
you're still
Yeah,
going.
so whenever we're paused, it's just we're waiting for your sentence to just finish. Okay, so don't worry about that.
This
Anyways,
is gonna be an
amazing
episode.
transition
Okay.
is
This-
undoable.
Yes, this is gonna be an episode that we're gonna have to really fight through. But we're fighters, so we got this.
That's okay.
Oh my
We
god,
ground out the win like United
What?
just did with Liverpool.
they didn't win.
Oh, what happened in that game? Can you guys share?
There's the
Because I was
transition I
crying.
was
Wait,
looking
no,
for.
they didn't?
No, it's 0-0, bro.
No. Are you serious? Oh yeah. Oh, ground out the tie. No, that's why I thought they lost. I felt like they won. Like that draw is a W
who?
for them in my books. For
Man
Man
U?
U.
The Man U's in first.
The fact they're in first is a W.
That was
like
an ugly game, bro.
I don't know, bro. I kind of enjoyed that
Yeah.
game, bro. It was kind of back. It was back and forth. It was a pretty good game, actually. especially since I hate both teams. So like I didn't really care who.
I didn't like it.
I hate Man U, but Man U is kind of the Toronto Maple Leafs of soccer, of
No,
football.
they're not, man.
Yes, they are, dude.
Man
No, I'm talking
Man
I'm
U-
talking about a fan base. I'm talking about a fan base. Like I've never met a more toxic group of human beings than Leafs fans on Twitter. It's bad, dude. It's bad. I had this rant in podcasts prior, in past podcast. I had this rant, and you know what? I was going to go into
Yeah,
this
I
episode.
remember that.
I was going to go into this episode really angry because it's. Listen, the first game of the season, it was the same thing. We won. Leaf fans thinking that we're winning the cup. That win was gifted to us literally off like the referee said, here you go. Because literally in that game, a Montreal player shot the puck. The ref got in the way. It bounced off the ref's chest and fell right onto a stick of a Toronto Maple Leaf player. And we won. And guess what Leaf fans did? We're winning the cup. Guess what happened the next game? Ottawa exposed our faults and dominated us. And now it's trade everyone. And I think that that's very similar to Manchester United fans. But Manchester United fans, they're more of the...
No, but
yeah, go ahead.
the difference is that Man United players are actually garbage. Like if you look at Maguire and Lindelof or like Luke Shaw, they're regular starters and they're garbage, bro. I'm watching Luke Shaw. He has no feet. Maguire has no feet, and Lindelof has no sense.
Andre,
was it Shaw? Was it Shaw today that
Okay.
put in the freaking foul throw? Was it him?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch it. Hopefully,
I'm
Johnny
not
can
talking
answer.
to you.
I
I'm talking
didn't-
to
I know,
Johnny.
but I'm trying to fill the space before he talks, man. We gotta really work on this dynamic.
Yo, bro, listen.
You gotta have
all of
like
them are
hand
gonna be
signals.
top
It's like, yo,
notch,
I
okay?
heard you. All right.
But that doesn't help if I'm frozen anyways for you, bro.
But he's not frozen. He's just.
See?
This is bad.
Oh my god, bro. All I'm saying is all this technology issues and Tesla's coming out with a ride hailing service so you can friggin' call your own friggin' self-driving car instead of having someone drive you in an Uber. You just call
Shut
it,
up.
and then
That's
it comes.
dude. I gotta invest in Tesla stocks because this motherfucker is doing things
You're
that.
late, bro. You're late, bro. You should have
Listen, no.
invested like 2 years ago.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with Tesla stocks. If this guy keeps up the pace he's keeping at, I can invest in them now, and I'll probably make money down the line. Because, dude, if this guy's thinking of self-driving cars to come pick you up when your drunk ass is at a bar, or this guy's probably gonna have an Uber to the moon at one point.
Yeah,
like-
bro. He might.
He might fix our Zoom call. We never know. We should call him up.
He could have.
Look how late that laugh was. I can't, bro.
5G.
It's so off. It's so odd trying to do this, bro. This is why I fucking hate
Yo,
Zoom.
I'm hearing you live. I don't understand, bro.
You hear me as I talk?
Yo, blame this lockdown.
Yo, you know what? Whatever.
Well,
We're
okay,
just
maybe,
gonna
I don't know.
pretend
To
from
be
now
honest, I
on.
have
We're
no
going
idea,
forward. We're
'cause I'm
pretending
seeing
that
your
we have
multiple.
no issues, even
And
though
then-
Johnny's talking still. And we're just gonna pretend like there's no issues going forward. We're just gonna get it. We got it. All right. This is what's gonna happen. We're talking about Man United and how they somehow ended up in first place, and how Johnny's dad is probably laughing in his face.
Yo.
consistently.
This could be an episode about like time dilation and how we could be talking to each other in the past and present and then in the future at the same time, and we don't even understand how that's working, but it's happening like right now. That's like,
Yo, if you think about
Interstellar.
it, even the fact that we're having these crazy technological difficulties now with like slight delay, the fact that we're expecting technology to be at a point where you could be in a completely different location on the planet that's relatively far away, and I could hear you within milliseconds of delay. But it's like we're getting frustrated with about a second of delay.
yeah, it's
That's
kind
kinda-
of scary.
It's kind of crazy.
Well, that's what it is when you put yourself in a certain position, people start expecting that. Just like when Ronaldo only scores 30 goals this season instead of 50, everyone's like, yo, he's trash. Whereas everyone else is like, yo, I scored 25. And everyone's like, yo, best season ever.
Best season
so
ever.
Zoom needs to work like they're Ronaldo and Messi, not like they're friggin' McTominay. Okay? That's how it needs to work.
Speaking of McTominay, I think he's actually pretty class. I think he's going to be a good center midfielder.
I hate him.
I knew Johnny was gonna come with something, bro. Like, how are your conversations with your dad going, Johnny?
Bro, it's just he's is funny because I just live off of his frustration. So whenever he's watching, I just look at his face and he's just upset about everything. He's like, they're not starting the right players, they're not playing positions, they're not selling the right players that should be gone. Everything's just in shambles. So I'm just.
But
so
how could he say that when they're in
that and I
first?
just roasted.
Yeah, but they're in top of the league right now, right?
Because yeah, but it's only January, and the only reason why is because the season's been so crazy. But he sees how fragile the team is, and they're like Man City and Liverpool are underperforming right now, and he kind of knows that. So he's like, once these teams actually get the ball rolling, Man United is going to be in trouble if they don't actually play the proper players.
I mean, well, what at least they can build off like relative momentum now. One thing that I'm incredibly frustrated with is, do you guys think like medical staffs are incredibly important for soccer teams, right? For football teams.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that someone can fire an entire medical staff and rehire an entire medical staff?
I mean, it's all contract work, so yeah.
Because
so they can if they want.
Holy shit. This is the sixth or seventh injury of Dortmund's season that has happened because a player has come back from an injury and they get injured halfway through the game they're back in. Thorgan Hazard, gone. Axel Witsel, gone. Axel Zagadou, done. It's like,
yeah, but Witsel was a Achilles thing.
Achilles, yeah. But he was coming off a really, like, he was banged up. His ankle was banged up, and he enters the game and Achilles there. And it's like, you think these medical staffs medical personnel would be like, all right, hey, listen, he's not 100% fit, and dude, I genuinely think some of our failures this season, especially this season, has come down to incredibly poor management from the medical staff's perspective. Because, like, listen, people make the argument where it's like, oh, the player wants to play, and sometimes you just gotta the player knows his body. It's like, no, you pay these guys millions of dollars to tell a player when his body isn't ready to perform at the highest level.
That's a stupid argument. That player wants to play thing. Like, obviously they made it here this far because they like to play, unless you're Ter Stegen. So like, obviously no matter how bad they feel, as long as they could physically run, they're going to push to try and play. So it's not
like, listen, you have an idiot like me who messed up his ankle in the semifinals of a men's league game. I don't have a medical. I guarantee you, if I had a medical team saying, "Hey, you're not allowed to play," I probably wouldn't play. But my dumbass wants to play, and I played, and I ruined it more. And my ankle still is 100% to this day. But point is, you live and learn.
I get you, bro. Arsenal had that issue for a very long time. Even this season, we've had that issue, bro. Like, look how people handle people like Wilshere, Diaby, Ramsey was injured for a long time. Van Persie, before his breakout season, was injured for like 8 straight years.
Yeah, like if you look at like a Paco Alcacer for Dortmund, this guy was injured, came back, injured in the first game back, out for another extended period of time. This guy went to Spain, has played every single minute of the season, and it's like, all right, there has to be an issue within our organization, and I don't know if what needs to be done. I know Arsenal has had this issue. I can't think of any other team on the planet that's had significant injury issues. Like, of course, there's going to be freak injuries where a player's out for significant amounts of time, but that isn't rushed back into playing. And I think, I don't know, it's incredibly frustrated when you completely, like a player like Thorgan Hazard is no longer the dominant force he was on the pitch before, because he's constantly rushed back into play and he's constantly injured when he's back in playing. And it's like, listen, when people, and like, this kind of brings me to a funny topic in real life. And I was talking to a few people about this, and it was about being like team fit, like fit to play a game. And what the people I was talking to, what their argument was, a professional athlete like always has to be team fit. Like they like when they come back from injury, they just gotta like run. But it's like having great stamina, being able to run at a certain pace for a very long time is completely different than being football match fit.
Yeah, people don't understand, man. Like the only way to be actually game fit is to play games, bro. It doesn't matter how much you practice, no matter how much fitness you do, you're not game fit unless you're
because
games,
it's like, bro. Listen, in footy, the game fit doesn't require a single steady line of acceleration and deceleration, acceleration and maintaining a steady pace, because that's what people think like stamina is. Like, you're not running a marathon on the pitch. It's you're battling for the ball, you're sprinting, stopping, turning, walking, jogging, walking pace, and then in an instant you're making a 30-meter sprint. And it's like, you know, it's those crazy increases in fluctuations and defluctuations in like pace that make you match fit. So I thought that was really interesting. And it's kind of like this, this whole week I've been kind of on this like this health trip regarding footy. I don't know if it's because like all these dormant injuries are happening and like I'm getting frustrated with it, so I'm looking more into these actual injuries and like what it takes to be back up to like match fit and stuff. And like I've been super obsessed with this kind of stuff. So I've developed a really interesting perspective on things recently. Hello?
Yeah, sorry. I was waiting to see if Johnny was going to say something. That's what I was doing. I heard everything he said. I gotta give Johnny some extra time to talk. He hasn't talked in a while, you know. So I was just giving some space just in case he wanted to jump in.
I'm just waiting for you guys. So I don't want to break your chain of conversation. So I'm just like, okay, I'll say something. But yeah, I think with health, there's been so much improvement, because my sister was telling me that like she saw a video of Van Dijk in team training or on a pitch juggling a ball or whatever. And I remember like 10 years ago, if you tore your ACL, that's done. Your career is done. But now it's like, oh yeah, you tear your ACL, just wait 6 months and then you rehab it and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that the evolution of sports science has been real crazy.
Yeah, and then like even growing up, like us playing, like there's like super simple things that are like overlooked for so long that you don't even realize till it is, like concussions. Like I remember specifically because my dad's a coach where they had to do specific like concussion based like training sessions, because like no one like knew what it was, how it happens, what it believed, and they're just like, oh, so like if my player smacks his head off the post, he probably shouldn't keep playing. So that's all this shit. Like if he loses consciousness, maybe he should go to the hospital. I see, like shit like that. Like
yeah, it was always. I remember one time I had a teammate who went up for a header, and he slammed heads with an opposing player. And the opposing player like got up, was fine, but our player was on the ground, like he was knocked out for like a few seconds. He got back up slowly. This guy finished the game. In a situation now, that guy's in concussion protocol. This guy's doing tests on him, everything. Yeah, so, and he finished the game. This guy didn't miss practice the next day.
Jog it off, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, don't worry. You'd break your leg. You'd like injure your ankle. Oh, walk it off, man. Walk it off, champ.
Yo, I was in a tournament once. We played like
Get
4
that
games.
magic spray.
Oh, that shit is
Not even that, but we had 4 games that day. So like we're in the finals. So like people obviously started cramping up and shit because it was like 30 degrees. So this fucking man comes up with freaking ketchup packets and he's like, "You need your electrolytes, bro."
Oh, I was there.
You remember that?
I was there. And we literally ate McDonald's ketchup packets. Because it had a, yeah.
He's like,
I'll
he
never
put it
forget that.
on the bench. He literally let you play. He'd take you off for like 30 seconds to give you a ketchup packet. And when you finished it, he'd put you back on.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever had to experience because I hate personally I hate ketchup, and things like ketchup and fries, they really dry up my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, imagine I was feeling pretty confident, I was feeling pretty good, and he forced me to eat a ketchup packet. Dude, the whole game I couldn't even focus on the game. I was like, this taste in my mouth is absolutely horrendous. And I never drank so much water during a football match. Just trying to rinse it out. It was so ugh.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
That's nuts,
sometimes
bro.
people just they just throw shit at the wall, see if it works, bro. That's what it is, man.
I wonder what he watched. What kind of dumb article he had to read in order to convince himself to give us ketchup packets.
I don't know where it came from. It was so weird because he never mentioned it. He never mentioned it ever. There was literally we started the game, we were playing. He calls me off. I step off. He just pulls it out of a thing. He's like, "Here." I'm like, "Where the fuck did you get ketchup from? What is this?"
Yo, you know what it was? He probably found a bunch in his car. And he's like, "Yo, how am I gonna get rid of this?" So he saw you guys all cramping up. There's salt in this. Something about lactic acids, whatever. Eat it.
That was disgusting. I can't. I'll never forget that. That was absolutely disgusting. Changing topics. Our Instagram followers, I have an issue with you guys. All right. I think that 85% of you did not watch what I had to say about R9 and Erling Haaland. I think they were misconstrued in order to think, or construed to think, I don't know what the word is. I think they were thinking that you asked them, is Haaland better than R9 now? Even though it didn't say that. But all I'm saying is you were heavily favoriting R9. I don't think that was a fair voting process there. To be fair, you posted another post. We posted another post.
We have to recast the ballots?
I think so. I think that's the only fair way to do it. And this time, add a little bit more Haaland pictures.
Hey, just think about it this way. If it ever turns out that Haaland does become better, you'll be the one that can be like, "I called it. Oh my God. All of you guys doubted me, and I called it." I just think that you won't be in that position. That's just what it is.
Yeah. So one thing our social medias are doing is adding polls to get engaged with our audience. And an interesting conversation arose that we asked you guys about will money in football improve the game or make it worse? 30% of you, yes, me included, think that in order for football to thrive, it's got to be all about the Benjamins. I wonder what you guys think.
See,
I'm part of that 70% that said, nah. You're ruining it.
I didn't even vote because that was hard for me because I kind of see both sides because obviously there's the basic thing. There's the more you throw money at shit, the worse it gets because then players are starting to go for $100 million, $900 million $1,000 or whatever, right? So, but what I'm saying is that usually what would happen in those instances is that the top teams will just stay at the top forever because they make the most money. But what's been happening, what we started seeing last season, and then it's especially for this season, teams that are now being forced to be more creative with their scouting options, and it's turning out to work out. Teams where you never even think they'd get anywhere are now competing.
Union Berlin. Union Berlin got promoted from Bundesliga. Yeah,
I see it in Premier League. I see it in Italy. I see it everywhere. Where all these teams that aren't spending money are I don't know. It's working for them. So 100%. I don't know exactly what it is, but it also could be because every team except for Chelsea can't spend money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So nobody
Yeah.
spent huge amount
Pretty
of money
much.
last summer except for Chelsea.
So
So I don't know what it. You know what I mean? So I'm confused as like I don't know if it's the money forcing people to be creative or if it's the fact that nobody spent money was able to let the other teams like
here's the thing.
catch up.
Here's the thing with what I find about money in football. I think football needs money. I think that it needs it because it create interest. Like, think about it. The reason why football and some of these managers are so brilliant these days, and these sporting directors are so brilliant nowadays, is like football, like anything on the planet, is a business, right? Now, putting money in the game does two things. It screws over the dumb people and benefits the smarter people. What I mean, you could have a team like Barca, a sporting director like Barca, a group of personnel who have all this money and they throw it at people and at players, and I think, and it doesn't pay out. But then you have a sporting director. I hate that I'm constantly bringing up Dortmund, but it's the club that I'm most familiar with. I don't want to say any like false information on the internet. But what Dortmund does is the money that club owns is strictly business, and it's like Dortmund has completely thrived off good business. Dortmund doesn't make a shitload of money off ticket sales. Their tickets are dirt cheap. They don't make too much money on jersey sales. Dortmund have very cheap jerseys. Like, I remember our other co-host Patrick was looking for a Milan jersey. He had to pay what was it, 80, 90 bucks for a jersey? Do you guys remember that?
I don't know.
Dortmund jerseys are 40
I don't
bucks.
even know. I think he did.
Dortmund jerseys are 40 bucks. And it's like they don't make any like money off team revenue and stuff like that. All their money comes from business. And I think that it should be a situation where the best in the business thrive and the people who are done with their money lose. If there's no money, if there's no additional money in football, here's what's going to happen. You're going to have a teams that are already the best established. And what Andre said, it's going to be a situation where the teams who are already the best established will remain at the top, and there's going to be zero fluctuation. Nothing will change. If you take money out of the game now, nothing changes.
No, but think of it this is what I mean. Like
I
because you
agree
have
with
teams
you.
like PSG who can literally just keep throwing money at a problem. They want the Champions League and they throw more and more and more and more money, and they just keep inching closer and closer and closer. But they're not run well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they should have won the Champions League a long time ago.
And
But-
it's punished them.
Yeah, but they're still doing it, and it's starting to work. They made it to the finals last year. Like, how the Poch is the richest now, getting paid the most out of any manager ever. 'Cause he's working with PSG.
It's not gonna work.
It might though, and if it does, what are you gonna say? There's people like Man City. Man City was a relegation to mid-table team for longest. All
So
they
is
do is
Chelsea.
got a financial takeover. They win the league. Same thing with Chelsea. Financial takeover, they win the league. Like, this happens. Like, that's what I mean. So
And
like,
listen, and if they didn't have that financial takeover, what happens? Man U still at top.
They stay where they are.
Yeah,
that's
and
what I'm saying.
and there's no fluctuation. At least
Yeah.
with money in money in the sport, it adds interest. You have these moves. Like, if listen, no money in the league, Ronaldo's not leaving Manchester United. No money in the league, Messi's never going to leave Barca. He probably not like this. Messi not leaving Barca wasn't a situation of no being able to afford him.
No,
This was a situation of him not being able to leave. There's going to be zero movement in the world of football.
I don't think so. I just think people's perception of what people are worth will change. So like the fact that Dortmund was able to ask for 150 million, like obviously I know they did that because they didn't want it. They didn't want to sell him, but like the audacity to even think that's how
Yeah.
high they had to go to get rid of to not lose a 20-year-old. And then Saka on Arsenal even, who was valued at 160 million. He's fucking 18 years old. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that they could even think that that's possibility of happening is ridiculous, man. Like, that shouldn't be happening. is what I'm saying is when people like Dino.
I think the best example.
No, go.
Oh, the best. I was actually about to bring up Brazilian football, because the best example for what happens when you misuse money is when you look at Brazil, and people always say, "Oh, what happened to the national team or the national program? They're not as good as they used to be," and the reason for that is because when the legends were first, like the Cafu's, they attracted European interest, and so you have all this influx of money that's focused on this country. So now the players that moved to Europe, a lot of them didn't pan out. They didn't adapt to the culture, because the European and Brazilian culture is different. So now you have the Brazilian academy saying, okay, how do we prepare these players for Europe? So what's happening now is that they're not training them the traditional Brazilian style. You see a Brazilian player, a majority of them already have European styles. They don't play like the old time Brazilians. And so you're kind of losing, because of money, you're losing the style, because you need to be efficient in turning over profits in the league and stuff to keep your clubs afloat. So now you're selling off players that just on the name of you being Brazilian, but you don't have the artistic style of Brazil, because they've abandoned that for the sake of business.
So, but okay, now with no money coming in from Europe to Brazil, right? If money's not an issue, if we don't want to focus on money and stuff like that, right? With no money being inputted with no European clubs going and buying the Rivaldos, the Dinos, the Kakas, the Kufus, those players aren't found. You know what I mean?
But they are, though.
No,
because
they are.
because they're still just as popular. They just spent a lot of money to bring them over. It'll just be like the first thing happens, and then the second thing doesn't. Or what would more likely happen is they'd still go just for less money. You know what I mean?
Or
Barca can still buy people.
They remain in the Brazilian league, and it just builds up.
And that's what I'm saying. Also, I feel like all the littler leagues have a way bigger opportunity to improve themselves and grow.
That's what it is. If we're looking at this from a top 5 league perspective, the top 5 leagues being obviously League One, La Liga, Bundesliga, Premier League, Serie A. Looking at it from those perspectives, I think money is a key indicator as to why they're so successful, why they have the best teams in the world, yada yada yada. What the crazy influx of money into the sport does is it completely diminishes any and all other leagues. If you look back, this is the one argument that I will agree with you on, why not having money in the sport could be a beneficial thing, was if you look back, tens of years back to Portugal. I'm not sure when he played, but you guys remember Eusebio? A Portuguese legend, Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah, he was nasty.
This is a guy who wasn't allowed to leave Portugal simply because, I don't know if it was Portugal didn't allow him to leave, or there wasn't. It was something with the economy and how no one could afford him. This guy single-handedly made Portugal, the Liga NOS at the time, the Portuguese league at the time, the most viewed league in the world, single-handedly. And it's although now Liga NOS is now kind of faded away, but not faded away. It's still a poppin' league, but it's no Prem, it's no Bundesliga.
Yeah, think about what the Brazilian league would be now if Dino, R9, Roberto Carlos, if that whole Brazil team was stuck in Brazil because they couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Think about what the Brazilian league would be now.
Yeah. It's kind of, listen, but then it's also an opportunity, for example, what money does is it could also form a league out of nothing. China was nothing.
It's still nothing though.
But
Like, they
dude,
just spend a bunch of money and they're not popular. No one's watching the Chinese
I
league.
mean, listen, no one's watching the Chinese league, but
But their league is
listen,
still
I'd be lying. I'd be lying if
ridiculous,
I
man.
didn't.
And
If
he's
I
not
didn't,
even the best.
yeah, I'd be lying if I said that when Oscar left Chelsea, I didn't go and watch the highlight video just to see how it was like. But that's eyes. Listen, there might have been somebody who's not me who did the exact same thing and actually fell in love with the league. One more person is one more person, whether you
No,
see
I
it that way
agree
or
with
not.
that. It's the same thing with MLS. Is when MLS bring
Fair.
the retired players over here, they bring eyes over here. Like, I understand that whole concept. I just think, okay, here, let me rephrase what I said. Money is good up until a certain point. Okay, so like obviously you need money to incentivize teams for even doing anything, because like in the Premier League, you get a huge bonus for
Just being in the Premier League.
being in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
TV rights, fan tickets, all that
Yep.
shit, right? So that incentivizes teams in lower leagues to try their asses off to fucking get up in there, which improves the quality of the leagues all the way
Yeah.
down, right? So that's a good thing. But again, I just don't like Neymar shouldn't be $400 million. Like, that's just too much. Like, you're going too
crazy.
far in one direction.
I agree with
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
But it's also like we're talking about money as like an enormous drive. Like we're also thinking like when we talk about money and how it's all about the money. We're talking about these smaller clubs too. Dortmund was 2 million euros away from bankruptcy. Money saved them, right? Just having somebody in the Bundesliga and the German leagues like Bayern to be able to just listen, if we're not talking about money and if money doesn't get fed into this sport, Dortmund is no longer existent. That's just fact. You look at you look at like lower teams, like fourth division English teams, or third division English teams. You get an FA Cup draw against the Man U's, the Man Cities, the Liverpools. Having a 2-leg, or I don't know how the FA Cup works, if it's 2 legs or 1 leg. I know in the Bundesliga it's 1 leg. Having just one match and having an incredibly large amount of like eyes looking at that one game, for that third division or fourth division team, that one draw could mean being stable enough to withstand another 4 seasons comfortably.
Yeah,
in the top flight.
Listen, but when I guess when I'm thinking of the question, I'm not thinking about those instances. I'm not thinking about those instances. I'm not thinking about like small teams needing money to survive. I'm talking about Chelsea's being able to spend $200 million when no one else can spend a dime in a pandemic. I'm thinking about well, obviously for them it didn't work.
I think the problem is
go continue.
Yeah, the rate. The rate of which the money has progressed or has been spent progressively over the years is getting out of hand. Yeah. Like I just Googled how much Barca bought Dino from PSG, and it was $9.6 million or euros or whatever. This is the World Cup winner and one of the best young talents in the world, bought for less. You can't even afford to buy, like you can't even afford to loan people out for that kind of money. You can't, like, you have to negotiate that down. Yeah. And you're buying a world beater at the time.
Bro, do you not remember when Kaká went to friggin' Madrid for 50 million? Everyone was like, whoa, price is ridiculous.
I was talking to my dad. I remember when he brought the bench. Poor guy. That guy was insane. Remember, I was talking to my dad about this not too long ago.
It was injury prone though.
I was talking about my dad about this, but back to money. Diego Maradona shattered a transfer record fee, and his transfer fee was 10.1 million 50 years ago. And that was like shattering. I'm talking like, I think the second best transfer was like $1 million, maybe 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. That's just the way listen, if the fact that these players, in my opinion, the fact that the best players on the planet are becoming more and more expensive, that tells me one thing and one thing only, and that's that from an economic standpoint, the game's in a ridiculously healthy spot, because if they have this much money to throw around players, that means it's better for the game, and that the game's going to be, it's only going to grow from here.
The only,
Listen.
The only issue that comes from that.
Go.
Oh, hey, you want to go?
No, go
Or
ahead.
I'll go.
Go, you go.
Johnny,
Okay, I'll go. So the only problem, the only problem that comes from if you start making a lot of money and people notice like, hey, this product will give me a lot of revenue, then it doesn't become about, oh, what will be beneficial to the sport and improving the sport. It'll be what will make me more money. So it's not us as monopoly, and I'm gonna use this to make as much money as possible so that I can be rich, benefit myself, rather than, hey, this club actually needs help so they can develop, and then it'll be a nice game. But that's not the incentive or motive for most club
and
owners.
Like going back to Kaká, his transfer to Madrid happened in 2009. So that means from the inception of football to 2009, we hit 50 million.
That's
from
reasonable.
2009 to 2000 and when was Neymar? 18. It went from 50 to 400.
Bro, you can buy islands. That's
See what I'm talking about. The inflation is going at an exponential rate that's getting ridiculous. But I do think Corona probably had like some sort of an effect. Maybe it'll drop back down because teams are more struggling, which, as bad as COVID is, would be a good thing in my opinion.
Crash the markets.
I think. Listen, with any type of inflation, like of this drastic like manner, there's going to be a crash, and it's going to happen eventually. So am I worried? No. Why? Because I'm not going to lie to you. As a Dortmund fan, I'm hoping for this crash. Because I know we're gonna be one of those teams that benefit from it.
Yeah, but the thing that I'm worried about is like when smaller teams are forced to be like, you know what, let's just splash that 40 million on this player, and then the market crashes right after, and they can't afford 40 million anymore. They're gonna be in way worse of a situation than they are right now.
And you know what? I feel like I don't really have an answer for that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I thought about it, and then I said, you're right.
That's why Milan is actually, they've been moving pretty smart in the transfer market, because all they've been doing for the last 5 years is just loaning with the option to buy. So it's like, 2 years, I'll loan you 30 million after the 2 years. But if the market crashes in the 2 years, have him here. I can't afford him. Take it back. I don't.
And I mean, and I like listen.
Is an option. So now that's all we're doing.
Yeah, and it's it's a situation where it's benefited them drastically. Like Dortmund is another team that buys cheap, and I'm talking buys dirt cheap. You have a superstar. We bought Erling Haaland for what was it, 14 million?
See how 14 million is now considered dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Erling Haaland compared to Dino. Bro.
Dude, Haaland's gonna be better than R9. I think that's a bargain.
Yo, anyways, so when do you guys think is the ideal age to have kids, bro?
Okay, okay. I thought you were gonna say he was gonna be better than R10.
No. Haaland's gonna be better than R9.
I can't have
R9.
a conversation.
Yo, when do you guys think is the ideal age or time in your life to have kids?
35.
Why?
Listen.
32.
Because all I've known in my life,
because I'm not there yet,
is when my parents had kids, and they turned out fine. So, outside of a few hiccups, they're relatively doing okay, and that's the only thing I have to go off personal experience.
Okay,
they had me at 35.
Do you think it's like an age thing? Like, what happens if you're at 21 years old, you're already in your own house by yourself with a girl you love, and then you're just rich and you have the money? Why can't you have it then?
Listen, there's a lot of social norms that exist.
I would do that.
Yeah.
But
that's just not a situation I'm in. So listen, it's all based. Listen, if you're 19, if you're 19 and you if you bank out a lottery and you go and hook up with a high school sweetheart. You might not even love her, but she's pregnant now. But you're settled. Like,
Mhm.
you know, there's just situations sometimes where you have no control over it. There's no such thing as an ideal time to have kids. There's no
Listen,
such thing. Kids are weird. Kids are
I
like,
can't imagine myself like 5 years in the future. So I'm just gonna add 5 years plus to my age and say that's when that's a good time to have kids because I don't
So
know
30?
what the future holds at that
5
point.
years. 5 years. Don't
30,
say that.
37.
The fact that we're gonna be 30 soon. The fact that I'm closer to 30 than I was to 12
Yeah.
genuinely
Yo,
makes me sad.
Yo,
Like, why did you say that though?
what the hell? Closer to 30 than 12? Why 12? What kind
Because
of age is that?
12,
Because we had no responsibility.
12 is an age like I have engraved in my head. Like for
I
some
think that's
reason,
true.
I remember
Yeah.
11, 12, and 13. Those 3 ages of my life, like vividly. Like I don't know why, I just remember it, like all of it.
You remember everything vividly, bro.
Maybe, but that's not the point.
Super
Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
vividly.
I remember my under 12 years at
yeah,
Brampton Youth.
I remember
So
them. I
there
remember
might be
them
some
very well
truth
too.
to being 12 and 13.
The only connection I
Those are
have
the
to
years.
12 is every kid that's younger than me, and I refer to them, I just automatically say they're 12. That's just the age that my brain goes to.
It's a weird number.
Yeah, man, whatever, bro. Where do you guys gain inspiration? What's beautiful in life, guys? I want to know.
So depends on what. Because listen,
Trees.
I'm weird. I'm weird. I'm one of those human beings who, when I need to be inspired of something, I need to be like, for example, if I'm making a design, the only thing that can inspire me for my design is other designs. If I'm going into a soccer match, a football match, or playing hockey, or whatever the situation is, only thing that can get me hyped for said match is watching or getting inspired off things from the same sport I'm going to be playing. For example, when I did that rainbow flick, I was watching Dino highlights prior. That rainbow flick goal, I was watching Dino highlights prior. I'm never going to forget that.
Yeah.
When I used to play hockey, I used to watch hockey highlights prior. When I was in school, right, I wouldn't get hyped up
Watching
for
spelling bees, bro.
Yeah,
Watching spelling bees.
no. It'd be more like when I'm
Aquila and the bee, bro.
I was talking about more at university. Thank you very much. Like when I'm getting like excited for a project, I'm looking for, I'm watching, I'm reading, I'm getting
Legally
inspired.
Blonde?
No, I'm watching and getting inspired off other works of art that kind of follow the same suit, the same thought process of what I'm trying to follow. And that's kind of what I get inspired off. Like, it's not like when people say, oh, like when Johnny said, trees, they inspire me for everything I do. And it's like, I can't do that.
No, but is there anything that you get inspiration
Yeah,
from
bro.
that's not necessarily...
They're patient. They're strong-rooted.
But inspiration
Is
for
there
what,
anything?
though?
No, but is there anything that inspires? No, could be anything. Could be any of your art projects. Could be school. Could be to play. Could be to just do something, pick something up. But like nothing. Like I'm not talking about inspired to do something that you already have to do, right? You know what I mean? I'm just saying like you see something, or you'll go to something, or you have like a mental block or whatever, and then you just go to this thing, or you might see this thing, and you'd be like, I want to do that now. You know what I mean? Like what puts you from nothing to something?
That's easy. That's obviously, see, I have a very vivid imagination. I always have. So whenever like I need a drive to do something or if there's anything that's going to spark me to do something, like I'm not thinking about and out of nowhere, it sparks me to go towards a goal or an objective of sorts. It would be me envisioning myself in the future and what I'm doing, how I'm doing that, or whether or not that would benefit me in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally thought you were gonna say you're gonna close off and close your eyes and masturbate, but I guess that works too, bro.
It's so funny because you say it, I have my reaction, and I look down at Johnny just to see like, he just heard it. He just heard it.
Okay, Johnny, what about you, bro? Tell me.
Like I don't even
Inspire
know.
me, homie.
Inspire
me.
you.
Yeah, yo.
Oh, you can hear me live? That's different. This is good. This is good. I don't know. I think mine's as matchy, where it's like if I can't see myself doing it in my head, and I know it wouldn't fit, or I don't know, I just don't see myself enjoying it, then I can't find inspiration in it. But if it's something that it's like, oh yeah, this would really help me with this kind of personality trait, and I could express it by doing this, then okay, cool. Yeah, I'll try to. That would be like that's my inspiration. But yeah, like if it's something from outside, it's hard for for people to directly inspire me. It's I don't know how to explain that. But like it's like someone can't sit me down and give me a pep talk, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go change the world, and
What
I'm
about
gonna save
I-
what
the
about
planet,
seeing
or
someone? What
whatever
about
the
just
case
seeing
is.
someone work their ass off and succeed? Does that do anything?
I feel like that works a lot in
Yeah,
sports.
that'll do something for me, because I'll be like, you know what?
I want what he has.
That's the reason why he got to this place. So
Yeah, I
if
have that,
I
but
apply
then
the same thing to myself, then okay,
yeah.
cool.
I said I have that, but then like what though? Like I see people like there's one person I think of in particular. Like I see him, like I see shit starting to happen because it's like one of those people that I've been following for the last like 4 or 5 years, and like I'm just now like hearing him talk throughout the times, and I'm seeing now he's getting like Netflix shit and all that kind of stuff, like things he's been talking about. So I was like, yo, that's inspiring. I seen this guy work his ass off, and I think about it, but like what though? Like I'm inspired now, but I don't know what to do with it. You
Oh
know
yeah,
what I mean?
like
I don't know what to do.
it has to be something that I already like doing. Like
Yeah,
it
I
only
feel
works
like-
with footy for me.
Okay. No. Okay. So you would just go, it inspired to go practice more footy.
I feel like hard work is one of those things where being inspired to work harder than you have. I feel like the best way to get inspired off that is to see somebody else. For example, like I listen, all my what's the word I'm looking for? Examples come from sports. It's those ones where you're sitting on the bench and you're seeing your teammate. Like it's a really close game and it's a tough game, and like you guys are getting outplayed, but you see this guy on the pitch and he's just fighting for every ball, and you come out there and you get fired up. Or it's like you have a teammate. Patrick does this really well, where he starts like scrapping with the other team a little bit, like he gets really really chippy, and it's you see that and you get fired up a little bit, and it's like it motivates you to go harder. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I feel like hard work is visualizing hard work is something that's like really beneficial for I think any human being.
Yeah. Yeah. I just brought it up, man. I mean, I'm in like a bento block right now. I don't know what the fuck to do, bro. So
dude. Honestly, with you, you're a young guy. I wouldn't worry. You're still in school. You're grinding hard. Just keep it up. Keep it up, dude.
Yeah, but it's not even that. Like
With
school
me-
is one thing. Like school is like one thing, and like I'm doing school. I'll finish school, like look for a job after that. But like I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the shit that I really want to do, like all the media stuff I'm trying to get involved with and friggin' learn how to do and shit.
Listen, I'm in a situation where I'm currently in a job that it's hard for me to go in every day. It's what I love to do, but it's hard for me to go to work every day. And that's what I want to change. I want to, be in a position where I wake up. Like I want to be in a position. This is what my motivation thing is in life in general. I want to be in a position where my time is up at work. I'm off the clock, but I'm sitting there going, shit, I'm not done my work still. I still got to work, I still have so much to do. And I want to be in that kind of position.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I know. I don't know, bro. Oh man, how long have you been going?
I don't know.
What, an hour?
I think we could wrap it up. It was an incredibly technologically difficult episode, but we made it work.
How many technical difficulty episodes are we gonna have, bro? We're gonna
it happens every third week, man. For us,
At least
have-
we should call this "Speaking Across Time." This is the episode title. "Speaking Across Time," bro.
It'll probably be more along the money of football because I think that was our best conversation.
Technical difficulties part 2.
Across the line. Over the touchdown.
Back from shoot. Technical difficulties back from Shusha.
We have one for Don't Think Too Hard too already.
Oh, we do? Oh my god.
Yeah, bro.
We gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for listening. We'll be back same time next week, hopefully with difficulties that will be resolved, so that our podcast quality will be better. We're always improving. We're always striving to become the best podcast on the internet. Because one day, I bet your ass we will be.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Subscribe. Click the little bell for notifications. Tell your friends to watch us talk about things that you didn't think you needed to hear, but you heard it here. And now it's improving your life because we're improving our own lives. So that,
right.
Yes, that. Subscribe, share. And,
you have to say the names of things, bro. You can't just tell them. Where are they supposed to go, bro?
Don't Think Too Hard podcast at Don't Think Too Hard podcast on Instagram. Is it the same thing for Twitter?
Yes. No.
Yes.
No. DT2H podcast at DT2H podcast on Twitter and on TikTok. Make sure to follow us there. Like, subscribe the video. Tell all your friends about it. See you later. Right. Bye.